Well, we'll move on then now to our challengers. Challengers, this question will go to each of you in turn. Do you believe that Scott County's levy is appropriate at its current rate? If not, what are specific expenses you would change? And we will begin with Ms. Barber.
I actually do. The levy at this point I think is appropriate. It's a challenging time. You don't want to raise taxes additionally, but if you look at the cost-cutting measures that have been implemented over the last few years, and then for us to go through that process and then come back this year with a preliminary levy that actually reduces taxes for the majority of people in Scott County. And specifically for our district, it's over 98% of the people will see their property taxes from the county either stay the same or be reduced. I think that's extraordinary. So I think at this particular point, it is appropriate at the level it's at. And I think what they're looking to do for the proposed levy for next year makes a lot of sense.
Mr. Lawrence.
I would have to agree with Ms. Barber. I think the levy probably is appropriate. I do think, though, that when there is an increase, even as small as that increase was, residents look at that and say, well, taxes are raising again. And I think if there's any way you can hold that levy, there's probably some dollars someplace that you can account for and to keep that flat. I'm very proud of Credit River Township. We did have a levy increase a couple of years ago because we had some problems with infrastructure and needing to build some dollars up for that, but we have held the levy in Credit River for the last 2 years, and I think if there's a way to hold that, it's much more saleable to the residents. The residents feel better about it, and they feel much more confident that their elected officials are doing what's necessary to make it easier for them to live and stay in their homes. Thank you.
Mr. Kucera.
It's a difficult thing for me to answer, not having examined, I'm not skirting the question, but I'm leaving something. Without actually examining the budget line by line, I can't honestly say the levy is appropriate. But neither can the incumbent, because he skipped the budget workshop for 2013 and just showed up at the board meeting and voted no. So neither one of us can actually answer that, but what I would like to do as a commissioner is spend time with a budget analysis line by line. I think we could find some ways to cut expenses instead of just keeping the employees' wages stagnant. Perhaps we could hold off on buying additional parkland and adding that and taking it off the tax rolls. Parkland we can't even manage now. We can't run the ones we have. So no, I would like to say it's appropriate. I would like to say yes, the people who were at the budget workshop did their due diligence. However, I cannot.
Mr. Wagner, you were mentioned by name. We'll give you 30 seconds to respond.
Thank you. I was talking with Debbie earlier, and I said one of the issues that I have being a county commissioner is that I'm also a funeral director. And it's unfortunate, but I can't schedule one, unfortunately, when people die. I missed that workshop at the last minute of driving to the workshop was when I got the death call. And I have to do what I have to. I talked with Commissioner Wolf at great length as to what was covered during that workshop, and I felt I gave a very informed decision.